Good morning. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. How's your weekend been? Sorry, my voice is a little bit croaky this morning after yesterday's game. What a day it was. Really enjoyed it. Well, you know what time it is. It's Sunday morning. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's time for the famous Foxes Aftermath show run by the fans, for the fans. And after yesterday, your opinion matters 100%. So come on. Get them comments in. Come on, you Foxes. Let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all. Sorry, you caught me on the op here. The Wi-Fi is not the best in the hotel. I'm at the Holiday Inn next door to the ground. It's not the best. So if you keep flaking in and out. But anyway, let's get some comments in before people come in. Morning, everyone. Morning, Anthony. Morning, Councillor. Morning, Andy. Morning, Jamie. Morning, Niall. Morning, Craig. Morning, Aggie. Yes, great win. Yes, I'm very good. I'm a little bit sore, like I say. Nick Halfine, morning Jamie, I hope you're well, I hope you're good. Gail Taylor, good morning, how are you? Yes, Nick Halfine, what a performance that was from the lads. Can't applaud them enough. No, I can't applaud them enough. And you know what the best thing was yesterday? The atmosphere at the ground was absolutely unbelievable. The crowd got behind them, the team got behind the crowd. It was absolutely brilliant. And on that point, talking about the game yesterday, and somebody that was there, I'm going to bring Reedy in. Reedy, bring yourself in, pal. Today, there we go. Morning, Reedy. How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited. I'm very happy. You can probably see by me warbling on too much. Come on, then, Reedy. What did you think? Who was your outstanding performance of that yesterday? The game itself. Did we make Spurs look shit, or were we just too good for them?
I think it was a bit of both, because I think everyone saw that Spurs were really weak at the back, and obviously they didn't have the likes of Romero in there. Obviously the World Cup winner for Argentina, Lloris in the goal. You could tell that their keeper was nowhere near the level that they should be for a Premier League level. But again, I think we played well. I think Cal again got a goal and assist, which you can't deny was probably starting the game worthy over Dakar Vardy, and then you've just got the likes of Tete, who again didn't do too much, but he was there to do the job really, and then obviously Barnes on the other side getting a goal as well. So
Tete wasn't as good. I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing Tete play after last week. I thought, wow, last week he was outstanding. He was a star, man. I think Spurs did a sort of a job on him and able to keep him out the game a little bit more. But yes, he wasn't as good as last week, but he was still pretty good though, wasn't he? What he did well, but he just wasn't in the game as much as we were hoping. But it's 3 points. It's against Spurs. We've scored 8 goals in 2 games. That's the first time, and I think first time in Premier League history, or was it Leicester's Premier League history, that we've scored 3 goals in 2 consecutive games in the first half. I don't think that's ever happened. Well, I'm not sure whether that's a Leicester fact or a Premier League stat, but it's pretty damn good. I mean, you couldn't ask any more, could you? The position we were in, 6 points from 2 games. Really, did you expect 6 points from 2 games against 2 tough teams?
I think Villa, we kind of had to expect the 3 points, because we needed that win. Out of all the 3 or 4 games that was coming up before Villa, you had to win the Villa game. But then we realised that the next 3, as in Spurs, Arsenal and Man U, Spurs was probably the easiest out of the lot. And they just beat Man City, so it was a very tough ask. and we've done it. We made it look easy in the first half. The third goal against them just before half time was key, because going into the second half,
that was the killer, wasn't it, pal? That was the killer.
I wouldn't say it was the killer, but we needed that to give us a gap, because then when we kicked off for the second half, I said we just have to go for that fourth. Then we know it's a killer. So
sorry, really. I've just literally had breakfast with Mirko on that comment. He came from Sweden as well, from Holland last night. Yes, for the game, and I had a drink with him last night, and we've just had breakfast, and he said he was going to message me while he was driving down the motorway to Luton Airport to get his flight home. Morning, Mirko, my Dutch Fox, superstar pal. Talking of the goals, when you saw #Magic Mendy running towards that ball, did you expect it to go in the top corner like that, or did you expect it to go in Rogue's End? Because that's where I thought it was going to be.
Well, we've seen that. I think the only time I've seen that sort of shot going before was Harvey Barnes at Sheffield United. That sort of angle shot into the goal, and it doesn't normally go in, but when you hit it as clean as what he did, obviously you couldn't fault it. But like John Squires has just said here, yes, he knew that was going straight in the net.
Yeah, he started the old #Magic Mendy, old Mr. Squires. Right then, Reedy, drop yourself out and bring Jono in now. We can only do one at a time, one guest at a time at the minute. So see you in a minute, Reedy. Jono, how the devil are you, pal?
Very good after yesterday.
It is. What's it like up north? Have you got a few Newcastle fans you've been able to laugh at up there?
No, I think we both want the best for each other. You know, we're not big rivals for each other. You know, I want them to do well in the cup. They want us to survive. Like, you know, it's good banter. But yeah, I think they was shocked at how well we played, and they're happy that we kept Spurs off their back.
Yeah, sorry, it's my Wi-Fi going to use it. Reedy's just mentioned about the goal right on the stroke of half time. Nacho just seemed to, I don't know, it was a bit of a slow motion, wasn't it? He just seemed to, he got the ball and then he just passed it into the corner. He didn't really lower it like he has done before in the past. He just sort of stroked it, side puts it into the back of the net. And it was just great, wasn't it? The feelings were 3-1 up at half time.
I was watching, as I said, the game and the highlight yesterday, and I said, Jen, my wife, watched it with me, and she said, "What? She knows nothing about football. Like, if I said to her, what's the offside rule, she'll have no idea." And she said, "Why is no one tackling him?" And even not a non-football person knew how bad Spurs defending was, but he actually took his time, stayed cool, and slotted it in the bottom left corner. And plus Mendy's shot reminded me of Luke Thomas's goal against Manchester United. Just literally lamped it in the top corner. Remember that?
Yeah, it was a different type of goal, but the same kind of thing. I know what you mean. Yes,
it means
I understand where you're coming from.
Someone you wouldn't expect just to lamp it in the goal like that. You wouldn't expect it from that sort of player. But that was no keeper in the world, even if it's Courtois or no one could save that. That was unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, it was his first goal in 109 games for Leicester. I think only his second goal ever. I mean, to have that as your second goal ever, if that's your last goal, what a goal to...
Like his first goal at home in that sort of style was just, you can't beat it, can you?
No, I mean, we had a bit of unluckiness with their goal. We thought it was going to be offside, and then we had an offside goal that was... This sort of VAR is absolute joke. I mean, yesterday, the Brighton game, wasn't there? There was a goal where he wasn't offside, but another player was given offside, even though he wasn't interfering with it.
No,
VAR...
The biggest one was Arsenal.
Harvey Barnes was fractionally offside. I mean, literally fractionally offside. But it was that tie. I think it should have been given as advantage to the attackers, not advantage to the defenders. Them lines, instead of being, if they're touching them lines, touching it like that, that's onside. If there's a gap between the lines, that should be given as offside. But we were unlucky, and then Barnes came back and scored the fourth, and it was a very similar kind of goal, wasn't it? Very similar. He came in, he curled it round the corner. Another one, he passed it into the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't let VAR ruin our performance. We didn't let the first goal they scored ruin our performance, because we knew, like, if they can only score with that poor of a goal, we know we've got this. And after we conceded, we were just on them for 80 minutes, and they had no chance. They were so poor in defence. But even Kane, even when the Spurs' defence is rubbish, Kane has scored 18 goals against us, and we just made him look like Daka.
He had one shot yesterday. He had one shot on target yesterday, and that was that scuffed effort, I think, in about the 89th minute. And Ward just gathered it up, and we carried on. Right then, Jono. Reedy, drop Jono out and bring Reedy in. Bring yourself in. Jono, we'll see you in a couple of minutes, pal. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I want to talk about, there was a comment there about the referee, Reedy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't like referees, although I'm not allowed to say I don't like referees. What did you think to the referee's performance?
It just felt like it was all one-sided. I think after we got in a good position in the game, obviously, I think 3-1 up, every single challenge we made, I think we kept pressing their defence about 5 to 6 times in that second half. And every time we made that challenge to get a good chance on goal, they just blew the whistle and either booked us or gave it the other way. And it's a hard one, because I remember one where Barnes went down in I think the second half, and he absolutely got clattered, and he went the other way.
Didn't he? Yeah.
The fact is,
Vardy, wasn't he? Was that Vardy?
No, it was Barnes. Was it? But I do remember. I don't know if it was the first half or second half, but Barnes was absolutely taken down. But then he got given it the other way. So I was like, honestly, as much as he's a Leicester player, if he did dive, you've got to book him. He didn't. So you've got to go one way or the other.
Yeah. I thought the referee was, my mate Macca, it was behind me. He loved the referee. He did. He thought the referee was fantastic. He was applauding him all game long. If you believe that, you believe anything. But yeah, the standard of the referee, even the Villa game last week, the standard of the referee wasn't brilliant, was it? It's just, I don't know whether they're too much reliance on VAR and they're trying to hope that they'll get them out of the shit and that. But yeah, it's true, innit? Hashtag Mike Dean. But we've got nothing to moan about, have we? There's definitely 1,000 positives and hardly any negative. Well, if any, I can't even think of a negative at all. Really, could you?
I think it's not a negative. You just got to look at it and think the only player that you really didn't think was outstanding was Tete, and obviously he's only just come in, so you can't really fault him. But
yeah. Like I say, I don't think he did. He didn't do badly.
No, he didn't do bad at all.
As well as last week.
Yeah. He didn't impact the game as much.
Yeah, he's there as well now, because we were one-dimensional, weren't we, with Harvey Barnes. Now we've got two wingers. No one knows where it's going to go. So he still does a job. He's there as their second dimension. If there's a such thing as a second dimension, I'm not sure. We can attack now down both wings. And I thought Maddison was outstanding as well. Being a captain, I'm a little bit disappointed. I know that's the 4th captain we've had in the Premier League this year. I know Johnny Evans has been injured, or Brighton has been on their occasionally been captain. Tillemans has been captain, and now Maddison's captain. I think it's time to name a starting 11 captain now, not like Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans, club captain.
I was going to say that both players that have been given captains are players that have been here for years now, and now you've got to give it somebody who will be playing in that starting squad most weeks. I don't think Johnny Evans is going to get back in now. So,
giving the captaincy to someone, that's going to be regular in the team, not someone in and out or people that want to be there. Someone that wants the captaincy, but there's no negatives out of yesterday at all. I don't think, really. Just a very slight one with Tete not being as good as last week, but still being pretty damn good. Right then, Reedy, Drop yourself out. Bring Jono in. Jono, which one of them 4 goals would have you chosen? And everyone in the comments, who would have you chosen as your goal of the game yesterday?
Mendy. I don't think anyone worth anything but Mendy.
Yeah, it was. Mendy's goal was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and the Sheepers agreed with you. Mendy. Victor Christiansen as a future captain. He's a quality player, isn't he? Not even mentioned him all yet. We've had that much to talk about. But yeah, Christiansen, what do you think of his performance yesterday?
I don't think he knows, like, apart from Wout Faes giving away the free kick, which led to the corner, which led to the goal on Harry Kane, he was exceptional. Like, that tackle on Kane that gave the ball to Iheanacho, which fed to Maddison to score the goal. I think Wout Faes is, again, another shout for captain, I think. The Mendy goals are unreal.
Yeah. People would have said Mendy's goal was the goal of the game. Would you also say that Mendy was man of the match for you, or would you choose someone? Would you chose someone else?
I think the whole team deserves a shout. Like, say, apart from Tete had a quieter game, but as you said, we've got 3 points of attack. One person isn't going to do all the attacking. Like Villa game, Tete was the route. This game, Barnes was the route to forward. So Tete didn't have as much as attacking threat as before, but I think Mendy, because he deserves it. Like Iheanacho last week came on, got 2 assists and a goal. This week, Mendy, because he got a goal and he just put. I think the Spurs bus is still at the King Power because they're waiting for Mendy to take them all out of their pocket. I think Mendy's got all 11 players in the pocket.
On that comment from Malkeds, he's fighting March the 18th. I can't remember the actual charity, but he's doing it for cancer. So if anyone wants to sponsor Mal, please go and do it. I've sponsored him. I'm one of his main sponsors from the Fox's Arm. So please go and see. Hopefully he doesn't get battered around the ring too much. But I think he told me he's 46 and he's fighting in the ring again for cancer. So please go and support Malkeds. It'd be much appreciated. He's earning money for a very good cause. So if you can go and support him, there's just give him the link on his page. Be much appreciated. Yeah, Derek, I saw that. Jono, did you hear anything about Tielemans' injury?
No, and I'm going to be brutally honest. We have not. That last game, we didn't miss him at all. But it's not good to have a player injury. I don't know how bad it is. No,
I don't. I didn't even know, because I got to the ground yesterday and I said to Reedy, "Oh, what's the team?" He went, "Oh, the same as last week." I went, "Oh, that's good." And then all of a sudden I looked at the team sheet and Tielemans weren't even on it. So I'm not sure. I literally don't know. Failed fitness test before the game from Leicester Fan TV. That must be Phil or Sam on Leicester Fan TV doing that. Oh, right. I didn't know that. Adrian's put calf injury. So there's calf injury. So that could be. I don't know. I'm not too fussed about Tielemans. Yes, he is the second choice on our team sheet, but he doesn't want to stay, Jono, does he? That's the thing.
No, play Maddison. Maddison obviously is linked to Newcastle or Man City for next season, but he's so passionate about wanting to play. Dewsbury Hall's obviously going to be our future midfielder. Mendy's had an amazing performance. Do not drop any of them. Tielemans, even if he's fit, does not deserve to be in that team next week.
Yeah, like Barry's just said. Barry's just said it was a thigh strain. Other people have said calf strain, so it's a strain of somewhere on his leg. We didn't really miss him, did we? To be honest, John. No.
Mendy is the one who scored the outstanding goal outside the box. We didn't need that extra bit of flair.
Yeah, you know what? When Reedy asked me, he says, "What do you want your team to be this week?" And I did it for the Leicester Fan TV team selection, and I put down the same as the Villa game. But on a side comment, I said to Reedy, I would want Mendy in that team for either Youri Tielemans or KDH. But I didn't know which one to drop because they're both just as valuable as each other. but it worked out well for us yesterday. So having an injury, it worked out well for us.
Yeah. So I brought up, because no one's mentioned a shout out for Brendan Rodgers. You know, I mean, people know that me and you always like on the fence with Brendan, or you've been more Brendan out than in recently. But I praise Brendan when he deserves it, and I argue against Brendan when he deserves it. When he does a poor performance, I give it him, but he deserves full credit. Like man at the match of the day, they said that Brendan out tactically did Conte, which he did. You know, Spurs went free at the back, and we just completely destroyed them. So hats off to Brendan. So tactically got it perfect yesterday.
I think he did. Jono, just drop yourself out and bring Reedy, or the other way around. Reedy, come back in, and Jono, just drop out. There you go, mate. That comment you just put up from Josh about Castagna, JJ, Ricky, wasn't it nice to see Ricky P come back? And then 5 minutes he came on, he looked like his old self. I know it was only 5 minutes, but he was tackling, he was winning balls, he did that run down the wing as well. It was nice. I know if it was 1-1, he probably wouldn't have got any minutes, but it was 4-1. But it was nice to see him back. But who does play? Who does play in them full-back positions when they're all fit, Reader? Can't hear you.
There you go. I'll do that again. If Ricardo's fully fit, I am sorry, I'm not the biggest fan of Castagna. Don't get me wrong, he's a decent player, but I think on his day, I think Ricardo is a lot better than Castagna. And at the moment, I don't think you can take out Christensen, even if JJ's back fit. I think we could start to see JJ's inabilities, I guess, at times when he was in the squad before he got injured. Because he kept getting beaten a lot of stuff. So for me at the moment, Christensen stays in there, and I think Ricardo does come in when he is back fit.
Yeah, agree on that one. Like me and Jono were like Rodgers out and that. I'm still not fully jumped over that fence yet. But he's winning me over. Again, he's winning me over. Before the World Cup, when we won them 6 games, it was like, yes, we've won the 6, but we haven't really beat anybody of note, but we beat teams that we needed to beat. Now we've beat Villa and Spurs with 2 outstanding performances. He's starting to win me over, and it's more performances like this that I want to see. Right from the off, on the front foot, going for the jugular, which is what we did. We played well, Reedy, yesterday, and that's what I want to see from my Leicester teams. Playing good football.
The thing is, you've got to look at it in like an overview, because you've got to think as much as we were all kind of on the fence with Rodgers because we couldn't win a game, he was asking for this since last summer or last middle of the summer when we played Forest and we lost 4-1. And he was saying we needed some rebuild. We got to the summer and we didn't get anything. Now he's been given what he's asked for, getting the team like back to where he wants it to. We are starting to see that there is, with his tactics and how he wants to play, we are good enough for it. And it just shows when you've got the team in the right positions. You've not got Maddison on the wing. You've not got Pratt on the wing. You're playing everyone in their right spots. You've got a whole bench now full of quality players. You're not playing a load of youngsters on the bench where they're not going to be game changers. But now you've got Vardy and Daka on the bench to bring on in the last 20, 30 minutes, looking brilliant. You've got the likes of Pratt come on in the role of like the Maddison role at times, or even like say Tete came off yesterday for him. And then you've even got someone like Daniel Amati, as much as people might not rate him, or even Sunchu, you've got 2 centre-backs there now where you can bring on in the late stages that could just freshen the team up. And before, you didn't have that because you used all these sort of players already in the first team, and then you had a load of youngsters on the bench. It just didn't work.
That bench looked a lot better yesterday, looked a lot stronger yesterday, didn't it? Which helped. And like Tom, morning Tom, I fly back and he doesn't come to the game. He goes out with his wife to a party instead of coming to see me. How rude, Tom. How rude indeed. But like Tom says, the fearless Foxes, are they back? Do you think it's Foxes never quit and the fearless Foxes?
I will let the next 2 games play out first. and then I'll see how it goes, because you never know. Spurs could have just been that bad, and we like I say, I'm not saying we didn't play bad, but didn't play well, because we did play well. But the counter is Spurs did play bad, so we've got to go to United now and put this performance in again, and just get a point out of it. I think everyone would agree that a point at Old Trafford's good enough. And then, to be honest, I think out of the next 2 games, I'm going to say this now, and some people might say I'm stupid to say, but Arsenal at home is probably easier than Man United away.
Yeah, I would agree with you that. And you know why? I think, the best manager in the world, that he said. He does some weird comments, and he just recently, the best manager in the world has been sacked by Southampton. I agree with you on that comment for one reason. If the crowd are like they were yesterday against Arsenal, Arsenal don't stand a chance. Because I think I've been to about 30, 35 games since I've been into Spain. And it's been quiet. Some points it's been quiet. But actually, I felt that stand shaking yesterday. I mean, really, you were 2 seats, 3 seats away from me yesterday. I don't know whether it was just me jumping up that made it bounce and that, but I actually felt the stadium bounce. And I haven't felt that for absolutely ages at any of the games. The crowd, the club got the crowd going at the beginning with the music they played. And I can understand now. I always used to think, when you're smiling, why they're playing that? But actually, when you're in that crowd and 30-odd thousand people are singing that, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. I thought that was brilliant. It actually got the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. We need an atmosphere like that, Reader.
It's all about how the team play. And like you say, the moment we start losing games, no one, as much as we might want to chant and whatnot, we're chanting basically a losing team. So people don't want to do it. So now we're winning games. It all changes when you're winning or losing. And at the moment, we're doing well. So that's 3 wins on the bounce, not in the Premier League, but obviously in the Cup. And then 2 games winning now. Scored 9 goals, conceded, I think, 3?
2 last week, 1 this week.
Yeah, so going forward now, you've got to be positive and say that we could get a result at United. But again, like I say, Arsenal at home is because it's at home as well, and they're not playing too great at the moment. I think United are probably playing better at the moment, so I think both games are there for the taking at this point.
Yeah, really bring Jono in for the last minute as well. All 3 of us. I'm not sure whether this will work, but because the signal. Just very quickly, lads. Next week, will we keep the team the same? Jono, do you think the team should be the same?
I agree with Reedy and say if there's going to be one change, Ricardo for Castagna, the rest of the team exactly the same.
Do you think? I'm not sure he'll start Ricardo straight away.
No, I don't think he would. But if there was a change, that's what it would be. But unless that, no. If it wasn't for that, no changes. No, exactly the same.
Yeah, and Reedy, what do you think? Do you think it would? In my mind, he's going to keep a winning team. He's not going to make too many changes. I think Tielemans, if fit, I think will be on the bench.
Yeah, you just got to go with your strongest team, and I think at the moment, what you're playing at the moment is your strongest side, other than maybe your Tielemans and Ricardo. But again, you've got viable replacements at the moment, so I don't think you'd need to change it. But if you want to put your best side out there, if they're fully fit, then I think you would put Ricardo in there. And I will say this, I don't think Dewsbury Hall had the greatest game yesterday, but I think Youri Tielemans would probably go in there for me. I think, just because I don't think the standard is there for KDH at the moment.
You said that last week against Villa. You said that last week as well.
No, I know. And I think even Jamie agreed. I don't think Dewsbury Hall did have the greatest game yet last week.
No. Here's last one question for you both of you. Is Mendy undroppable now?
Oh, yeah, he deserved it.
Not just because of the goal, but his all-round performance. Yes, Macca, I will see you later. Don't forget, you got the first round in, Macca. Go on, sorry.
This may be a bit of a big call here, but that was the best CDM performance since Kante.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
That,
He,
You know, when
he
he went
has
up,
to,
played well.
he has to play for his position. He has to play. He played for his position yesterday, and he got the position in there for next week. If we don't play now against Man United, I'm sorry, but it's a stupid decision because he deserves to play in that position tomorrow on the weekend.
yeah, I was disappointed, even though I was glad Mendy went off and Will came on. I was disappointed. The only reason I was glad because he was on a yellow card and it looked like Spurs were trying to get a Leicester player sent off. I thought there was more chance of us finishing with 10 men than there was of 11 men, to be honest, yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, very quickly, I know it's a week away. Scoreline for next week. I know it's difficult to say a week away. There still could be injuries, but we're on a high. We're confident. We've won 3 on the bounce, like Reedy says. Scored 9, conceded 3, won 3 on the trot. Next round of the FA Cup. What more do you want, Jono? What more do I want? Scoreline from you for next week.
Against Man United, my brain says 2-1 United. My heart says 1-1.
Yeah. If you can't win, do not lose. And going to Old Trafford would be absolutely brilliant. And getting something from Old Trafford, it'll shut a few of my mates up as well, to be honest, because I've got quite a few Man United mates. Go on, read it.
I called 3-1 yesterday, and we scored an extra one, so I'm happy about that. So on the weekend, I'm gonna say Desmond. I'm gonna go 2-2. I think
You've got to go on Desmond.
I'm gonna take it because I think that everyone would be happy with that at the moment. I think, and if you get anything more than that in a win, then you just got to be happy about it. So I think at the moment I'd take 2-2.
Yeah. I would. I'll take a draw. But it's all about yesterday. The performance was absolutely fantastic. It was brilliant. I loved every moment of it. It was well worth spending the money to come back.
I was gonna say you picked probably the perfect game to come back to.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
I think I've gone through all the games that I've been. Well, I haven't gone through, but I think that must have been the best game I have seen in the games I've been coming back for. And I actually worked out. I think I might have missed the odd 1 or 2 games out when I was looking through. I've only ever seen Leicester lose 3 times in the 35 games that I've been back. So I'm a bit of a lucky charm. Who knows? I might have to come back against. I doubt I can't because of work, and I don't think so. But yeah, it was probably one of the best games I've seen in the 19 years that I've been managed to see live at the King Power, which is great. What was that comment by Jono?
Aren't they due a loss at the at Old Trafford? They are. They're unbeaten in about 13, 14 games now.
So we're not yet. Records are there to be broken. Jamie Vardy broke a record. We broke records in 15, 16. Records are there to be broken. But right then, Jono, much appreciated, pal. We shall see you next week when I'm back in sunny Spain. And because the game's next Sunday, isn't it? It's live on Sky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Or was it Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah,
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday. It's the 2 o'clock game, isn't it? Right. Jono, we shall see you through the week, pal. Be good, mates.
See you later.
See you later, pal. Be good. Drop yourself out. Oh, there you go. Drop yourself out, John. There we go. Reedy. Cheers, pal.
No worries. It took you a while to get that out.
I know. I was thinking of doing something. I've been holding this bottle for a while now. It's empty. And you know what this empty bottle means to me? It means Spurs. Because the bottle.
I got it!
So now this bottle is going away because the bottle jobs. Hey! Is that why I've been holding on to the empty bottle for ages to do it right near the end of the show? Yeah. So yeah, bunch of bottle jobs anyway. But Reedy, I mean, I love it when I meet up with you. And hold on a minute. Hold on, Reedy.
Oh, here it comes.
Do you want to sweets, pal?
Oh, piss off.
Reedy with his sweets. He loves the sweets. It was that close yesterday when we scored the first one. I was just about to throw a sweet at him, and we scored another one. And I didn't want to hit anybody in the end of it, so I thought, no, I better not do it. Reedy, much appreciated, pal. We shall see you through the week later.
See you in a bit.
Next week. See you later, pal. Be good. Cheers up. There's the famous Boxes Aftermath show. And just to prove that I am at the hotel, that's where I am now. That's how close I am to the ground. Our church on a Sunday morning. How good is that? Look, James Justin, Ashley Plumtree, and Jamie Vardy staring at me every morning I wake up. What a view that is. What a view. But cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Much appreciated. Hope to see you next week when I'll be back in Alcúdia. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.